my diamond art friends, my name is Ilene and welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you for your continued support and friendship. I'm going to do a WIP chat today, but there are a couple things I want to do before I do that. I realized that I was supposed to do my drawing for my give back for my 1 year anniversary on YouTube, and I forgot to do the drawing on the 16th. So I'm going to do it right now. I had 6 participants that actually followed both directions, which was to place the secret word, which was nutcracker, and then also tell me the color of the pen that was in the kit, which was red or glittery red pen. Either were fine. 6 people followed those instructions and decided they wanted to be involved in my give back. So I have them here. Let me get my little wheel pulled up. Here it is. So we're just going to go ahead and spin. Let me turn this light this way. And we're going to spin to see who wins the Nutcracker Make Market Kit. So here we go. So Wendy from Diamonds and Stuff is the winner of that give back. I do have her address, so I don't need her to get in contact with me. I'll just ask her to please just comment that she is aware that she is the winner. Congratulations, Wendy. Okay, so now that that is out of the way, and I did not forget, for my WIP chat, since I talked about the state of New York in my last WIP chat, I thought I would also do a WIP chat on the state of Massachusetts. The state of Massachusetts is really important to me because I grew up just inside the New York border that was right next to Massachusetts, the Berkshires, and Connecticut border. And so my job was actually in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. It's a lovely, quaint little place if any of you have ever been. Just really lovely. And yeah, so I just wanted to talk about Massachusetts a little bit. They are also experiencing wildfires there in Great Barrington, Monterey, Sheffield area. And I do hope that they do get the snow or rain or whatever that they're calling for to help with the drought that they're having there. Everything's so dry. The one fire, I think I read they're calling the butternut fire, which there is Butternut, which is a ski resort up there, and it's part of the mountain there. It's really just so sad to see those images that I've seen lately of that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with our WIP chat and our information about Massachusetts. Getting back to what I was going to say is I worked at a McDonald's when I was 14 or 15. Let me just say, working at McDonald's was not the job for me. I did not enjoy it at all. And then when I worked at Ames department store, which is actually where the Big Y Plaza is now, and I think there's a Staples there. Anyway, I worked at Ames department store my senior year in high school, and then I started working as a nursing assistant at a nursing home, which was Great Barrington Rehab, and it's now closed. It's actually an old mansion that was made into a nursing home. And yeah, so things are changing around there. As I mentioned, it's really sad to see things changing, but ultimately I worked there. My grandfather lived there until he passed away in 1995. What else can I tell you? Oh, I became a medical assistant and worked at the doctor's building next to the very tiny hospital in Great Barrington. And then when I decided to go to nursing school after I had an apartment fire, I started working at a nursing home called Timberland Heights. I worked there on the weekends while I went to nursing school. And then I moved to Florida. So pretty much that's not my whole entire adult life. I did live in Virginia for a year, and then there's some others, but basically my point is most of my existence up there when I worked was in Massachusetts, and just all the fun stuff we would do, like bowling and stuff like that. Anyway, but I don't even know if that's open anymore. But anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to get started on our interesting facts about Massachusetts. Now, Massachusetts is called the Bay State. It has a rich colonial history, iconic Thanksgiving traditions, and prestigious universities. So we're going to dive into some really, hopefully, fun facts about the state of Massachusetts. Now, here's my joke. You may find it funny, you might not, but to me, it's going to be super duper funny because I have a brother and nieces who live in Massachusetts. Now, there's a nickname for, and it might be in here at some point, but we folks would call some of the people in Massachusetts massholes. Anyway, that's my joke. I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be something in here like they like to be called. Anyway, I, anyway, I make myself laugh. It was a cheesy joke, but I'm sure you all have heard it. But we're going to go ahead and dive in. I'm just babbling on a little bit too much. I just ate a bunch of candy before I came on, so I'm probably cracked down on sugar. Okay, so Massachusetts at a glance. It's in the northeastern U.S., bordered by the Atlantic Ocean, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, and New York. The population in 2023 was 7,100,399. The capital is Boston, and it's the sixth smallest state by land area. The religion is predominantly Christian, and the climate is cold winters, warm summers, and milder conditions along the coast. I wish we had milder conditions along the coast. Well, we kind of do, because there's always like a breeze off the bay, but you know. Here we go. So Massachusetts is a state in New England and the northeastern region of the U.S. I just mentioned that in the quick glance facts. And the state is bordered to the north by Vermont and New Hampshire, east by the Gulf of Maine and of the Atlantic Ocean, south by Connecticut and Rhode Island, and west by New York State. Some people say that Massachusetts is similar to the shape of America itself. Hold on, I put too many rows on here now. Okay. Massachusetts is the seventh smallest state in the U.S. with a total area of 10,565 miles. That puts it in between the size of Hawaii and Vermont, which I have a brother who also lives in Vermont. He and his wife live up there. Vermont's really pretty too. Massachusetts is about a third of the size of Lake Superior in the Great Lakes, half the size of Croatia, or twice as large as the Bahamas. Massachusetts is the 15th populous state with 7 million people. That is slightly more people than Tennessee, but slightly less than Arizona, and it is the most populous state in New England itself. Boston is the capital city of Massachusetts with just under 700,000 people. It's the largest city in the state and in New England, and the 24th largest in the country. I didn't go to Boston all that much. We went to the Boston Aquarium and I liked that. That was interesting because they have Quincy Market that's, I believe, like almost across the street. And I thought Quincy Market was really, really neat. Let's see. The Greater Boston area, also known as the Boston Combined Statistical Area, is home to around 4.9 million people, the ninth largest population center in the country. It spills into neighboring Rhode Island, New Hampshire, and Connecticut states. The second and third largest cities in Massachusetts are Worcester, Worcester, there you go, Eileen, you can say it, and Cambridge. Good grief, can't say. All right. Ever since Rhode Island removed and Province plantations from its official name, Massachusetts has the longest name of any U.S. state. It is also notoriously hard to spell. Come on. There we go. Edit drill stuck. I'm using purple alien putty. I didn't mention it in my in the beginning, but I'm using purple alien putty, and I just reloaded the pen, so I'm having some sticky issues because I didn't use my scissors to trim it like I should have before we started because I was in such a hurry. So now, you know, I get what I get. If I did it right, wouldn't have a problem. So let's get to our next fact, which is Massachusetts is one of 4 states to call itself a commonwealth. Does anybody else know the other 3 that call themselves commonwealths? Obviously, Virginia is a given, but does anybody else know the other 2? That would be Kentucky and Pennsylvania. I didn't know that Pennsylvania was a commonwealth till I read this earlier. Go a little bit further in our little discussion here. The state's name is derived from 2 Native American words, namely Massa and Wachusett, which means great and mountain place, respectively. It's believed that this is in reference to the Great Blue Hills in southern Boston, known today for its tower and ski hill. There's also a Native American tribe taking the same name. I don't know about taking the same name or if we took that name from, I don't know, that Native American tribe. What do I know though? You know? What do I know? Okay, anyway. Enough about that. The state abbreviation for Massachusetts is MA. Citizens of Massachusetts are officially known as Bay Staters. And assholes. Anyway, no shade to anybody who lives in Massachusetts. I just think it's fun. Because the state's coastline features several large bays: Buzzards Bay, Cape Cod Bay, Massachusetts Bay, and Ipswich Bay. A quarter of Bay Staters are of Irish descent. The largest ethnic group in the state, and more than any other state. Massachusetts is most common nickname is the Bay State. I keep saying Bay State, it's getting my nerves actually. What in the world? I gotta reload this. Now it's frozen. Frozen, 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 frozen. Let it go. Let it go. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go get my paper where I printed it out because now my iPad has decided it doesn't want to load this anymore. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Here I come. Sorry. Sorry. I'm not sure what that was, but now it's back. Go figure, you know? Who knows what was going on there? Alright, anyway, I've got the paper now, so sorry guys. This is a little bit more of a hot mess than I wanted it to be, but oh well, sometimes it is just what it is. I might even cut that small little piece out. Okay. Massachusetts is also dubbed the Baked Bean State, and Boston is sometimes called Beantown. Serving baked beans with maple syrup, venison, and corn goes back to the Native Americans and became very popular during colonial times. I happen to love venison. Venison, for those of you that don't know what it is deer meat. If it's made correctly, it is not as chewy as people sometimes say it is, and it is delicious. And my dad used to go hunting a lot during deer season or hunting season or whatever it's called, and he would get, you know, if he got a deer, he would go ahead and butcher it outside or whatever. That was kind of gross, but excuse me, it snuck up on me. But yeah, anyway, it's delicious, and if you haven't ever had it and you get an opportunity, hopefully it's cooked correctly for you and you like it. the ice cream people are here because they're playing music. They're actually singing Joy to the World. Do you hear it? Anyway, this is going to end up being a really weird WIP chat today. There's nothing I can do about it. Sometimes it is just what it is. You gotta accept it for what's going on in the day you're having, I guess. Okay, here we go. So, all right. Other nicknames for Massachusetts include the Spirit of America, which is featured on the state license plate, the Codfish State, and the Pilgrim State. Take a sip of my pop soda. Unsurprisingly, the cod is the official state fish of Massachusetts. It has long been a symbol of the state and has several places named after it. So, if I can find images, well, I should be able to find images of the next two things. I'll put them in here for you to see. But there are two official state mammals, the right whale, I'm going to try to put a picture here, and the tabby cat. Put a picture here. The right whale. Is there such thing as a left whale? Ha 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 ha. I'm just full of corny things today. Maybe it was like the Fritos I ate earlier. I don't know. I needed something salty. Anyways, you know how that goes. Alright, here we go. Well, I messed that up. I sure did. And they're coming around again, I guess. They haven't bothered enough of the children. I didn't even know that ice cream trucks were still a thing. Anyway. The official state insect is the seven-spotted ladybug. I'll put that here. Now, here's something interesting, and I'm sure some of you already knew it, but Boston cream pie, which is actually a cake, is the official state dessert of Massachusetts, while the official state donut is, anyone? The Boston cream pie donut. I'm sure some of you, if you're from Massachusetts or you've, been around Massachusetts, you probably know some of these answers already. How original, though. Boston cream pie is your dessert, and then of course the official donut is a Boston cream donut. How original! Oh my goodness. Wonder who thought that one up. Not the donut, because it sounds delicious. Just makes it easy peasy lemon squeezy to have it be just the same thing, just with a donut. Maybe it's genius, who knows. Alright, so the official state cookie is the chocolate chip cookie, and the official state muffin is, does anybody know? The corn muffin. Alright, let's get a couple more down. All right. The official state motto of Massachusetts is Ense Petit Placidum Sub Libertate Quietum, which is Latin, and it means, by the sword we seek peace, but peace only under liberty. The state of Massachusetts flag has the state coat of arms on a white background. The coat of arms features a Native American holding a bow in one hand and an arrow in the other. The arrow points downward to symbolize peace. The white star is featured, symbolizing Massachusetts as one of the original 13 states. Massachusetts has one of the lowest divorce rates in the United States. That's good to know. Since like the divorce rate in the United States is over 50%, my boyfriend was telling me, which is kind of sad. But you know, whatever. To each their own, and if that's what you gotta, you gotta leave a situation that you're unhappy in and it's safer for you, that's, you know, good for you. Doesn't matter what the divorce rate is. Anyway, here we go. There are over 160 towns, cities, and other places in Massachusetts named after places in New England. Or named after places in England. This is New England after all, which include Boston, Avon, Cambridge, Oxford, Marlborough, Manchester, Plymouth, Worcester, Norfolk, Leeds, Chelsea, and more. Now, Marlborough is actually in the Berkshires, and it is lovely. So, anyway, I kind of miss home a little bit, but not right now because it's getting cold, and there are, as I said, wildfires up there. You know, I get down here, we have hurricanes, but like, that's gotta be scary right now to like live near there and not know like what's gonna happen. And they're working so hard to contain it. Anyway, moving on. We're not going to get depressed. No, we're not. We're going to keep on moving, and it froze again. So I'm going to get some of my papers and find number 29. Oh, it just reloaded. So that's all right. We're just going to do what we got to do here. I don't want it to back up. No. Yeah, here it goes. Massachusetts protects 4.23 of its land, which is the 7th highest percentage of any state. Over 60% of this state is covered in forest. Let's see. There is no national parks or UNSCO's World Heritage Sites in Massachusetts. The state does, however, have 154 state parks and the 6th highest number of any U.S. state. The largest is the Quiben Reservoir State Park, which protects the largest inland body of water in the state, which is also Boston's main water source. A couple of these, and then we'll read a little bit more. There it goes. All right, this little piece, and here we go. All right. Pilgrim Memorial State Park in Plymouth is the most visited state park in Massachusetts. It includes a national monument of the forefathers, formerly the Pilgrim Monument, dedicated to the English pilgrims who arrived on the tip of Cape Cod in 1620, one of its first. The statue is the longest solid granite one in the world. Well, one of the 130 national monuments in the U.S., one is located 130 miles off the coast of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, called the Northeast Canyons and Seamounts Maine National Monument. It protects 3 underwater canyons and is home to endangered wildlife. It was created by Obama in 2016 and is the first U.S. Marine National Monument in the Atlantic. Very, very cool. Very cool. Anyway, I'm going to move my iPad because I'm going to have to read these off the paper I printed because stuff's not working. Oh, I gotta put my glasses on too because it's harder to read off the paper for whatever reason, but that's fine. There are 191 national historical landmarks in Massachusetts, which is second only to New York State. There is at least one in every one of the state's 14 counties. The list includes some of the country's oldest houses, including Fairbanks House, the oldest wooden house in the country, Old Ship Church, the oldest church in the country that is still in use, and Coles Hill, the cemetery of the Plymouth Colony, second oldest colony in the country after Jamestown in Virginia. A couple more of these down. I actually like going to Salem. I've been there once with a friend. Well, with a friend of mine. He brought me up there. When we were, oh gosh, I don't know, young. I don't know. I think we were still in high school, so yeah, I think it was probably when we were still in high school. I will say, like, he was like the first, like, like my first love anyway. And I met him bowling. And yeah, I had gotten back into touch with him well, now I would say it was a good 9 years ago or around that. And unfortunately, well, he lives in California. And then we lost touch again, which was too bad. But I was really glad to have the opportunity to talk with him again and just find out how he's doing. He's one of those people that will always hold a special place in my heart. Anyway, we're gonna go to the next fact. The list also include numerous sites related to the American Revolution, such as Lexington Green and Wright's Tavern, as well as several literary sites like House of Seven Gables, made famous by the novelist Nathan Hawthorne. All right. either. Okay. This state is home to 114 colleges and universities, with the largest being the 5-campus University of Massachusetts. The university also has 25 campuses in Washington and California. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, also in Cambridge, is also usually ranked as one of the world's best universities, sometimes topping the list. It's stuck. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodbye, Miss Molly. Alright, here we go. Massachusetts has the most doctors, psychologists, and degree holders per capita of any U.S. state. Well, go Massachusetts! Alright, right on. Very, very cool. The first public park in the nation was Boston Commons in Massachusetts. Now, this will come as no surprise to some of you, but Massachusetts is the most liberal state in the country. The state has also been ranked as the least hardworking in the country, probably because they're full of doctors and psychologists and degree holders that don't need to work, I don't know, thousands of hours, just to make ends meet. Anyway, that's how I feel about that. Anyway, Boston was also home to the oldest lighthouse in America, Boston Light of the Little Brewster Island. But after it was rebuilt, it became the second oldest after one in New Jersey. Walden Pond, where the famous naturalist Henry David Thoreau resided and wrote his best-known book Walden, is in Massachusetts. That's done with our check marks. One more. I'll probably miss some that I'll see later. That's okay. He's back. I'm about to butcher the name of this, but it's okay. We are going to give it a try. I probably should have looked up how to say it before I came on here, but I did not. Lake Chowbunagumog in Massachusetts is known for having the longest place name in the US and third longest in the world. It is a loose translation of an Algonquin word which means English knife man and Nipmuc Indians at the boundary or neutral fish place. Mount Greylock is the highest point in Massachusetts at 3,491 feet above sea level, and Mount Greylock is, I'm going to say it, in the Berkshire Mountains. And really, really nice place to visit. Anyway. The record high temperature in Massachusetts was 107 degrees on August 2nd, 1975 in New Bedford. The lowest was a negative 40 in January 22nd in 1924, and that was in Chester. Oh no. Did I get stuck again? No, I didn't. I am having a hard time with this WIP chat today, so I apologize. It's going to be a little bit, like, weird. I think all my WIP chats are weird anyway, but I feel like I am just a little all over the place. And it's alright. I'm a little out of practice from doing videos, too. I've been taking a little bit of a break and just doing, like, you know, just doing WIP chats and whatever. And shorts. But anyway, let's get on with our Massachusetts facts. I'm sliding into off topic again. What else is new? Okay. Native wild turkeys in Massachusetts were killed off in 1851, but were reintroduced in the 1970s, and today there are more than 30,000 of them. Not that this was in Massachusetts, but once upon a time, my mother and I don't remember who else was in the car, but we were driving. My mom was driving, and I was in the passenger seat, and we were going down the road, and we weren't very far from where we lived. It was like a quarter mile in the country in upstate New York, which was about, what, maybe 5 miles, could be less, the Massachusetts border. Anyway, a wild turkey came out, and we smushed him, or he smushed us, either which way. And it was kind of scary, you know, that big old bird coming at you. I don't know what it was thinking, though. I mean, we were bigger than it, but you know, kind of aggressive creatures, I think. But they're yummy when you cook them for holidays. Anyway, there are also about 4,500 black bears in Massachusetts, which my sister, well, they live in New York, they sometimes have a bear that come and visit their trash. Well, she lives on a hill, and the woods is right there. But anyway, yeah, she has a bear that comes and visits. And they sometimes catch them on video, like their Ring camera or whatever it is that they have. And, yeah, I guess that's that, right? So, basketball was invented in Springfield, Massachusetts in 1891. 4 years later, volleyball was also invented in Massachusetts. Some other things that were invented in Massachusetts include Tupperware, the microwave, the telephone, disposable razors, chocolate chip cookies, marshmallow cream fluff, and there's a couple more. Electric voting machines, birth control pills, and candle pin bowling. Very, very cool. Right, let me get our next color, and I'm going to do, as I'm throwing things around now. Famous people born in Massachusetts include the actors Kurt Russell, Matt Damon, who I happen to be a fan of. Next, Mark Wahlberg, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and Steve Carell. Actresses Bette Davis and Uma Thurman, and talk show host Conan O'Brien. Anyway, I am a huge Matt Damon fan. But not his best buddy, though. I could do without him. You know, the better I feel he's a better director than he is an actor. But that's my opinion, and I'm not going to say his name because, you know, it isn't nice. Okay. Famous writers and poets associated with Massachusetts include Dr. Seuss, Edgar Allan Poe, Robert Frost, Sylvia Plath, Henry Davis Thoreau, and Emily Dickinson. Musicians and bands from Massachusetts include James Taylor, Bobby Brown, New Kids on the Block, Boston, Aerosmith, the Pixies, the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, the Cars, Godsmack, and Rob Zombie. Well, I am in the generation where the New Kids on the Block were quite the popular thing when I was in my preteen and early teenage years. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but they had their greatest hits come out. Oh gosh, I want to say 10, well, probably like 12, 13, maybe 14, 15 years ago. I don't even know. But I had gotten it and I was listening to the CD in my car because I wanted, and my niece was like, my niece said to me, "Who is this new band? I like them so, that I like them so much." And I chuckled and I said, "This was actually popular when I was your age." And she liked it so much, I actually gave her the CD, and she learned all the songs that were on that CD, and it made me feel good because she was like bopping along like I did when I was her age. But yeah, just she was so overjoyed and loved it. She's like, "I like this," and I was like, "Mm-hmm. You can thank 1990, 88, whatever it was." Anyway, moving on again. Here I go. 4 of the country's presidents were born in the state of Massachusetts: John Fitzgerald, John Adams, John Quincy Adams, and George H.W. Bush. Okay. I didn't know that he was born in Massachusetts. I would have guessed Texas, and I don't know why that is. Probably because George W. was the governor of Texas before he became president. That might be. But not Jeb, because he was in Florida, and I knew that too. But I just knew that Jeb wasn't originally from Florida. Anyway. I digress about that. Nobody cares about politics. We're not doing that. Nope. 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 Did I get all the teas? Do you guys see any? Who knows? They're probably dead. Anyway, we're gonna change out the color and we're gonna go with just 27. Alright. Massachusetts has its fair share of weird laws still in existence. On paper, for instance, on Sundays, duels can be carried out to the death as long as the governor is present. It's also against the law to take a lion to the movies. Mourners may eat no more than 3 sandwiches at a wake. Other strange laws include the following: roosters may not go into bakeries. Tomatoes may not be used in the production of clam chowder. And in Marlborough, it is illegal to buy, sell, or own squirt guns. All right, right on. No water guns for them. So the next little portion is some historical facts about Massachusetts. Massachusetts was originally inhabited by the Algonquin tribes, including the Wampanoag, Narragansetts, Nimpuks, Pumatuks, Makins, and Massachusetts, with its history going back more than 10,000 years. John Cabot sailed up the coast of Massachusetts in 1497. Talking about like the Indian tribes, when we were learning about the Algonquin and Iroquois and what have you in school, they actually divided us up in different tribes when they were teaching us about the first Thanksgiving. And I can remember that so much, and we got to see. They had us like kind of reconstruct what their living situations were, artwork wise, and it was kind of interesting. Um, and it stuck with me my entire life. Obviously, it's like a lesson that I haven't forgotten. And I am getting close to being, half a century old. So, you know, that's that sometimes. All right, let's do a couple more, and then I'll probably just call it a whip and chat. I'm only at like 65 facts or whatever, but that's all right. They had 100, but we're just gonna do a couple more just to have them. But let me get another color pulled out just so that we can be doing some of this while I'm doing that. English explorer Bartholomew Gosnold named Cape Cod in 1602. The name originally referred only to the tip of the peninsula. He also was followed by Samuel de Champlain, John Smith, and Henry Hudson. Those itches. Not that you guys needed to know that. All the A's. I hate when like there's like a whole patch of them somewhere and you think there's gonna be a whole bunch and then there's not. Alright. We are going to do Alright, anyway. In 1617 to 1619, viruses bought by the Europeans killed 90% of the Native Americans in Massachusetts. That's pretty sad. In 1620, separatists from the Church of England, called Pilgrims, landed the Mayflower in Plymouth while trying to reach Virginia. There they founded the second settlement in the Americas. Today their village is recreated at Plymouth Pat Talks museums. In 1621, the first Thanksgiving festival was held by the Pilgrims. In 1629, the Massachusetts Bay Colony was founded around modern-day Salem and Boston, north of the older Plymouth Colony. In 1634, Boston Commons became the country's first public park. Boston Latin Grammar School was the first American public secondary school. The school was founded in Boston in 1635. Harvard followed in 1636 and named after English minister and colonist John Harvard, who donated half of his wealth and his entire library to the school when he died. After the Plymouth Colony and Massachusetts Bay Colony combined, the province of Massachusetts was formed in 1691. During the Salem witch trials in 1692, 19 people were put to death for witchcraft. Any more of those? We powered through these ones too. Sure, I missed them though. That's right. The Boston News Letter was the first regularly issued newspaper in America. It was first published in Boston in 1704. Let me grab 14. In 1716, the nation's first lighthouse was built in Boston Harbor, the Boston Light, named the Boston Light. British troops shot 5 Boston colonists in the Boston Massacre of 1770. In 1773, crates of tea were dropped into the harbor by Boston colonists in what is known as the Boston Tea Party. The Revolutionary War began with the Battle of Lexington and Concord in Massachusetts in 1775. Oh, I did miss some of those. You see? Right there and right there. Right in front of my big old face. Oh, well, that happens sometimes. And there's one up there. Oh, missed a bunch. Well, that's what happens. I'm going to miss some of these too because there's a couple symbols that are similar. Oh, yeah, right here's two. All right, let's read a couple more. In 1786, the Ohio Land Company was formed, and many Massachusetts residents moving to Ohio. In 1788, Massachusetts became the 6th state of the U.S. be able to get through these last couple. There's only 15 more. Yeah, what the heck. Since I'm here and you're here, and if you I haven't bored you to tears yet, we can go ahead and do the last 15 as well. The first charter American railroad began operating in Quincy, Massachusetts in 1826. Horses were used to pull the wagons full of granite along to be transported down the river to Boston for building the Bunker Hill Monument. The first American-made valentines were sold on February 14th, 1849 in Worcester, Massachusetts. Segregated schools were made unlawful in Massachusetts after the state law was signed on April 28, 1855. Helen McGill White became the first woman to earn a PhD in the U.S. in 1877 from Boston University. In 1954, the Peter Bent Brigham Hospital in Boston made the first successful kidney transplant between two twins. In 1961, John F. Kennedy of Brookline, Massachusetts, became the 35th President of the United States. In 1966, Edward W. Brooke became the first African American to be elected to the U.S. Senate by popular vote. That makes me happy to read. The National Day of Mourning, which aims to dispel myths about Thanksgiving and raise awareness about the struggles of the country's native people, started in Massachusetts in 1970. In 1980, after a period of deindustrialization and decline, the state underwent the Massachusetts Miracle thanks to the financial and high-tech industry. The Big Dig Construction Company began in 1987 in Boston, rerouting the I-93 and ultimately becoming the most expensive highway project in U.S. history. Okay, get all the fives. No, I don't want to do that one. I just did that one. 21. All right. A couple more, and then we're done, and then we will call it a WIP chat because it's been, over an hour. In 2001, a human embryo clone was created at ACT in Worcester, Massachusetts. Excuse me. Same-sex marriage rights were approved in 2004, the first state in the U.S. to do so. Well, brava, Massachusetts, for seeing everyone having the same rights as everyone else. Brava there. Very, very nice. On October 26, 2004, Yale neuroscientist Susan Hockfield was named president of MIT. She became the first woman ever to hold that job. Again, brava, Massachusetts. Girl/women power. Right on. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just saying it's really nice to see women get recognition when they are deserving of a job. Very, very nice. All right. Massachusetts politician John Kerry was defeated by George W. Bush in 2004, while another Massachusetts politician, Mitt Romney, was defeated by Barack Obama in 2012. I got all these. There's only a couple left to read. On February 11th, 2007, Drew Gilpin Fast was appointed to Harvard University as its 28th and first female president. And then the last one is in regards to the Boston Marathon bombing, and then I'm just going to close with something a little positive. On April 15th, 2013, 2 pressure cooker bombs exploded during the Boston Marathon relay, resulting in 3 deaths and 264 injuries, which was a terrible thing to end on. So, one more thing I'd like to say about Massachusetts and my time kind of growing up in that area. It is a very beautiful place. As I said, if you've never been, you should go. They also have the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. I believe they didn't say that in the article that I was reading. Trying to think what other fun things I know about Massachusetts. That's probably the one I can remember. I would just say that if you could send some positive thoughts up there, there are some wildfires up there and happening, and they're fighting them. Hopefully, they're going to get the snow/rain that they're calling for to be able to get those under control. One more thing, just in case I don't say it. I'm super excited that for hopefully going to get 1 canvas from Raven Diamond Art for their Black Friday sale that I saw that I absolutely have to have. And luckily, I was able to. I use Rakuten, so I get money back every 3 months, and that money was just deposited in my PayPal account. So I'm hoping to hold on to that to be able to buy that canvas. So it's sort of like getting it for free, even though I'm going to be paying for it with that Rakuten money. And if you don't know what Rakuten is, it's a service that you use where when you make your online purchases, you can get some money back every 3 months. So I use the Rakuten app to order off of Temu, and you can get anywhere, I think, from 3% and up. The last time I bought the Rakuten was giving 6% back on my Temu order, but they also have AliExpress and other Walmart and a couple other places too that you can buy from, and it is a good way to get some money back for like your hobbies if you choose. If you want, I do have my link for the referral code down in the description box. But anyway, that's going to be my WIP chat. Please like and comment, and as always, have yourself a nice day or night, whatever it is for you. Take care, happy diamond painting, and until my next video, bye.